Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Like, is this Snow Bunny mind control, or what you see is what you're getting?
Jeans are uncontroversial. Jeans are awesome.
Yeah, I like your jeans.
You look great in your jeans. I think I know how you're going to answer this, but I'm going to ask anyway. I mean, the president tweeted about the jeans ad, or Truth Socialed about the jeans ad, and that just seems to me like a very crazy.
This is literally the same shit the right always does. It's just a hot woman this time. Your blind spot is boobs. I mean, I think like regardless of whether or not she's like trying to act coy, like the more she gets questioned and the more she's like, oh, I don't know, I don't care. Like the normal response, if you are not a racist person in this situation, is to be like, I was so shocked. Like I did not think that was going to be how people would read it. But obviously, I'm not a racist person, right? Like, that's what you would say. I think that's what you would, like, that's the normal thing to say here, right? Like, you'd be like, no, that was really fucked up because, you know, I would never want to feel like I'm undermining people or talking about, like, eugenics or whatever. That was not my intention at all, and I have no creative input in the ad anyway, so I don't know why people are yelling at me instead of the marketing. The marketing team that put this together, right? Like as a double entendre, right? Oh, this was supposed to be like an innocent double entendre, but I guess like the environment is a little bit too crazy for that, right? Like there's obviously heightened white supremacy, tensions are high, blah, 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 right? Having said that, why are you assuming she's not a racist person? Wait, what? Dude, do you not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I'm not saying I'm assuming that, dumbass. I'm saying the normal, not racist person response to that question is literally what I'm saying, and she's clearly not saying that. So either the lights are on and no one is home, or she is cynically trying to present herself as like coy in this position while she's simultaneously an out and about white supremacist. But either way, the output is still the same. What do you think? She's a Hollywood actor? Do you think Hollywood actors are like incapable of being dumb as a bag of rocks? Like, what are you talking about? The output is the same regardless. The output is inconsistent with someone who is not racist. The output is someone who is racist, okay? Like, regardless of whether she's coming across like this because she's very dumb and doesn't realize it, or because she's actually a secretly very racist white supremacist person and is just like acting coy, the output is still, I don't really give a shit about this. Like, I don't give a shit that people think I'm racist, right? That's my point. My point is, she clearly doesn't care. I still do, having said all this, I still do lean on the side of, I don't think she understands anything. Sounds like you're giving her an out, not gonna lie. No, I'm not. There is no out to be given in a situation like this. I'm already saying that very clearly she doesn't give a shit one way or another. As in, she is. Like, she's at least racist enough not to give a shit that people think she's racist. Do you understand? But also on top of that, I do think she's dumb. You are definitely giving her an out. Oh my God, I hate this. Everybody, you can't have a fucking nuanced take ever on anything. It has to be like, yes, guys, you're right. Sydney Sweeney is actually an ideologically minded neo-Nazi who actually read a bunch of Evola and found herself in the throes of esoteric neo-Nazism. She actually is literate, contrary to how she carries herself, she knows how to read books and she knows how to write. And not only is she reading books, the book she's reading, Mein Kampf. That's right. Also known as My Struggle, right? She's read that one. And now she's decided to successfully present herself as the avatar of white supremacy, but also wants to obviously present herself as like, oh, I'm just silly. I'm just a silly girl. I don't know anything that's going on. But also, we must secure existence. We must secure an existence for our white children. You know, I just simply want to secure an existence for our white children. Like, that's what she's actually doing. You got me. And I was hiding the truth from you, but I'm glad you fucking nailed it. Or maybe she's dumb and racist and doesn't realize how racist she's sounding in this situation. And I'm not giving her an out at all. Also, what do you mean giving her an out? Who gives a fuck? Like, what are we talking about? We have no power here, okay? This like, oh, accountability. Like, okay. All right. She's dating Scooter Braun. She's already made her decisions, okay? Clearly not the best ones. She's already decided, I'm going to go and date like a very evil guy, a very visibly evil guy with basically no other redeeming qualities whatsoever. But good luck. It's just because you're so obviously biased to give her the best case scenario because you think she's attractive. Would you have the same level of doubt for any other woman? Okay, I was joking when I said, oh, maybe I'm fucking thinking too much about how hot she is or whatever. That was a joke. I can't believe how fucking seriously you guys have taken it. And now you just want to fucking argue on this back and forth as though this is a serious point of contention.
Moment for anyone. And I wondered what that was like.
It was surreal.
It was surreal. Mm-hmm. We're sort of talking around this American Eagle ad right now. And maybe we should just talk about
Give me a longer one.
I had a really interesting talk with her one day at work. I was saying, talking to her about the reaction that happened to her Jean campaign. And I was saying, because I'm co-godparents with Jane Goodall. And I said, you know, when Jane was on the cover of Life magazine for her work with gorillas, she was in her safari shorts and shirt, sitting with one of the animals that she was working with. And other scientists said, well, she only got the cover of Life magazine because she had good legs. And Jane said, well, if I did, then that helped me get more money for my research. And Sydney said, yeah, and I'm sure I made $1 billion for the Gene Company, and I'm good with that because, you know what, I'll get another job.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
But you're a 13-year-old girl. Like, what does fighting give you at that time in your life?
the element of surprise.
Ooh.
You see the great boots, great shoes too, Cap.
Wait. Bro, she ain't even wearing fucking jeans in this interview. Hey, yo. Hold up. She just says she loves wearing jeans every day. She's a fucking fraud. She's out here jeansless. What the hell? She ain't even got no jeans on. Talking about, I love jeans. I wear jeans every day.
I know.
Thanks.
You really, we pulled
This is
through in the
strong.
shoe game.
Strong shoe game.
I usually show up in
She's absolutely dumb, but she also registered to vote on Donald Trump's birthday in 2024. That's another level of free. Wait, what? Why do you guys know this? What the fuck? Oh my God. She's MAGA.
my PJs. For whatever reason, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just actually get dressed. And then everyone liked the outfit. I was like, wow, this is the first time.
I'm so flattered. Okay, so we're good? Okay, whoa, we're going.
We're going.
Okay, I feel really lucky to be talking to you right now in particular because you're a producer with a film with festival buzz. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to have Christy out in the world?
Christy is one of those projects and stories that, like, when you're making it, the crew, the cast, everyone involved, we all knew it was going to be something special. We had Christy with us on set many days. We would sometimes just like cry because of how powerful this story is. And so being able to share that experience with the world and to be able to show Christy's story to the world is so impactful. And I'm beyond honored and proud that we were able to bring this story to life.
In the beginning, it's also really fun. For context, like you've got headgear on.
Yes.
You've got a mouth guard in.
Yes.
And you are grinning as you punch people. And you look completely unself-conscious and completely joyful. First of all, was it as much fun as it looked?
It was so much fun. I was over the moon. I felt
I can't. I'm sorry.
like I
What the fuck is going on, brother? Girl, this is what Senior's talking about. Her High School Musical sound like ew, ew, ew. I'm telling you right now, lights are on. Ain't nobody is home, okay? Oh my Lord. No one. I shouldn't be talking this much shit. When you have incredible capital / social privilege and good looks, in my opinion, there are two routes for you. You stay dumb and lean into your looks, or you become educated to spite people's assumptions. I think you fall into the latter, but just my 2 cents. She's a rich, popular girl who gets the lead in the school play, but can't even memorize lines. Dude, this is this is the type of shit where you got like the manager on the side going, here's a cookie. Like there's a pause in between, and the manager comes in and gives her a cookie because she did so well by using her big girl sentences, okay, and big words. Like what the fuck? I can't. I just want to see the racism stuff.
Benefited a domestic violence. Then the story about
world.
domestic violence and specifically like homophobia and domestic violence. And The Housemaid, which I also saw, takes on domestic violence from in a totally different genre. And then I did read that your American Eagle collection benefited a domestic violence charity. Is that, did I have all that right?
Yes.
Okay. We spent a lot of time this year working around that issue, and I just wondered if it meant something to you.
It does. I will always speak out about something that is important to me. And for me to speak out, I use art. And I think that through my characters in my movies, it's a way for me to be able to do my part that I can and spread awareness and
Like this isn't even awesome. This isn't even awesome like fucking like sexist voice inflection, vocal fry shit. Like I'm not even talking about that. You know what I mean? Because like you clearly have a competent and intelligent person who also has like a little bit of a Valley Girl accent that is interviewing her, right? Like the person across from her is like, there's a difference between a person who is like very clearly educated and is competent and can communicate versus like what she's putting out there. Like you can read beyond the output. You can read beyond the aesthetics.
through my characters, and that's how I've always learned to communicate, and it's really important.
If I look at your IMDb page,
Okay.
I'm thinking about you know, you're on Euphoria, which is a show that covers a lot of topics without, you know, taking a moral stance on any of them. And you did Reality, which I love.
Check the YouTube comments. They do not agree with any of what you've been saying, lol. Yeah, no, everyone's mad that they're... Oh, the upspeak is brutal. This feels like a middle school podcast. I've never met a single person with phobia, homosexuals. Congratulations, Sydney. You earned my money. I will see the movie. The interviewer does not understand how unlikable she is. Absolutely mocked the interviewer. She handled this perfectly.
Of which like brought a lot of attention and humanity to the story of Reality Winner, the whistleblower. It does not look like a very political career, but you have become very swept up in politics.
Dig in your grave, brother. She's never fucking any of us now. Okay, first of all, that was going to happen to everyone here, myself included, whether we watch this video or not. Okay? Hate to break it to you. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, chatter. That was not happening for you ever, okay? I think I need to be honest with you. This is some cold hard truths for you, okay? It's just not happening.
And so I wondered if that has surprised
See, this is why you come off as weird. Me? I'm fucking making fun of the chatter.
you as you put your ideas and yourself into art, not commentary.
I've always believed that I'm not here to tell people what to think. I'm just here to kind of open their eyes to different ideas. And so I think that's why I gravitate towards characters and stories that are complicated and are maybe morally questionable, and characters that are on the page hard to
I think
like.
it's fair for Sydney Sweeney to not have to answer for white supremacy personally. Hot take, maybe. Wow, you are trying, chatter. It's not gonna work for you. It's not gonna happen for you. I'm letting you know right now.
But then you find the humanity underneath them.
Like, dude, in situations like this, chat, like, in situations like this, the appropriate thing to do is like, what would you do in that situation? Like, what, like, put yourself in her shoes. Let's say, or at least this is how I think, okay? I'm explaining to you guys, I'm opening up, I'm popping the hood, and I'm showing you the engine, okay? When I analyze something like this, I think if I were in her shoes, and let's say that I accidentally found myself in the center of controversy that basically decided that I was a white supremacist for this ad campaign that I played a role in, what would I say with as an anti-racist person, as a person who abhors racism, what would I say and do? And it is the opposite of this, okay? Because I think a normal person in that situation would just be like, this is ridiculous. And like, not only did I have no hand in the creative writing and the marketing campaign, but as soon as like I heard that this is the way people were perceiving me, I was shocked. I was horrified, because racism is repugnant, is morally repugnant, it's a moral rot, and that I would not only never do anything racist, but also I feel terrible that I have unknowingly presented myself in this way. Okay? Like, at least a little bit of denial, right? At least a little bit of denial. Like, yeah, white supremacy is evil. It's bad. It's moral rot. Like, that's, you know, like something.
And that's what I've always leaned towards.
I think a lot of people feel like it's better for art if artists can keep themselves a little bit separate from politics.
Yeah, I've never talked about my personal life.
I know. So what I'm going to do is talk about your year as a phenomenon in the culture, okay? And a big thing that happened to you this year is that you ended your engagement. And I got push notifications about it. And we all sort of looked up and we're like, oh, Sydney Sweeney isn't just a talented actress and an up-and-coming producer. She's someone that people are really obsessed with and really fascinated by.
Oh, man.
I know. And I wondered, did your sense of your own fame change this year?
No. I surround myself with a really, really strong group of people who have been in my life since I was little. And they take me out of Hollywood, take me out of this bubble, and remind me what the real world is, and that that's where I exist. The idea of fame, it doesn't apply to my personal life. I'm just Sid.
You can't feel the difference in the volume at times.
If I turn on my phone, yes. If I have my phone off and I'm home, no.
Right. Okay. So what is it like now being single? Are you single?
I'm single.
Okay, you're single. You are out there now as a person who has a lot of power, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Person who...
Chatter, you got a shot. I take it back. Gotta say, I like Drunk Hassan. When you told Cuomo he could soak you from the bag, I was dying. Hell yeah.
People are obsessed with, and someone who I gather is like really, really focused on their work.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, how does that change what you're looking for?
I don't think I'm looking for a man right now. What I've learned this year is that I have a really, really amazing group of girlfriends, and I am strong and independent, and that I'm gonna be okay. If love finds me, love finds me. I'm a hopeless romantic, so I hope love finds me, but I'm not the type of person that wants to go out all the time, and I do believe in like true love and wanting to be with someone for the rest of my life. So you won't see me jumping around a lot of places.
Wait, jumping around a lot of places, like
guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are making Anyone But You, and there's sort of, what do we call it, like a game almost with sort of letting rumors build about you and Glenn, and we all now know that was a projection, let's say, on our parts. That wasn't real. But it occurred to me that maybe that story doesn't go so viral if you're not a very private person. I imagine there are personal benefits to being private about your personal life. But are there also professional benefits to being private about your personal life?
The professional benefits for me and being private is for my own just health and sanity. If I let everybody in all the time, I have nothing for myself. And I am just a 27-year-old, or I'm 28 now. I turned 28 yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. But I'm just a 28-year-old woman who's trying to figure it out. And I'm still learning. And
I'm done. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. I can't do this. What am I doing? I just realized I'm watching Sydney fucking Sweeney. What is happening? What the fuck am I wasting my time on? I will never get back the last 30 to 40 minutes of my life. And it literally is because I watched one clip and said, I think Sydney Sweeney is more dumb than she is ideologically a white supremacist who's like trying to hide her white supremacist values. Like, she's racist in the same way that like the average white girl from Idaho is, which is pretty fucking racist, right? Like, and then I had to like dive in because we had to like autistically go back and forth on semantics and how I was actually cynically taking this position because I was like hypnotized by her looks or something, and it was misogynistic. And now there's like the Aphex Twizzy, the begging for, like, aching and quaking for a ban. Okay, classic. Just literally demanding, please ban me. Please ban me. I need you to ban me. I am shaking in my boots. Flights are getting nuked right now. Is China cooked? They said that international is fine. They say international flights are fine. Oh, God. HRT is a miracle. Wow, congrats. All the way from Hasanabi to Hasanabi. What is this? Adam Friedland has spoken. The video is insane. Wait, what the fuck?
To be able to sit here with you today and just take accountability. I was dealing with some various issues, dealing with bipolar.
Is this AI? What the hell am I looking at, bro? What the wait. Dude, you know what's crazy about this? This video and the way like the fact that he filmed a video like this, if it's real and if it's not AI, or like the way he's communicating in this video has the exact same energy of his previous pivot. You know what I mean? Like, how are you doing the reverse anti-Semitism situation and it still looks as manic as your anti-Semitic meltdown? Like, it has the exact, I don't know how to describe it, but it has the exact same vibe of him sitting there next to fucking Alex Jones, where Alex Jones is like, come on, Kanye, you don't mean like you really love Hitler. And he's like, I love Hitler. Like, like it has the same exact fucked vibes of that. What is this? Thanks, Mom Donnie. There is no way Jacob Kornbluh, oh my God, he posted it. Video, Kanye West, known as Ye, in a meeting with Rabbi Yoshiyahu Yosef Pinto, says he's taking accountability for his recent anti-Semitic statements attributing to bipolar disorder. I really just appreciate you embracing me with open arms and allowing me to make amends.
Also, so it would take the ideas I had and have me take them to an extreme where I would forget about the protection of the people around me and myself.
You met him? Yeah, I met Jacob. Yeah.
So I wanted to come and take accountability. Sometimes people aren't that knowledgeable about the bipolar.
Bro, low key, I need to once again, I need to say this. I'm sorry, but this makes less sense than him tweeting out that he cured his anti-Semitism by watching Jonah Hill on 21 Jump Street. What the fuck is happening, dude? Sometimes it's okay to just like go away for a little while and just like come back and be like, hey guys, I was a little bit crazy. You know what I mean? Like, this is not what this is like, if he came out tomorrow and was like, I was just psych, I was just kidding, I still love Hitler, I wouldn't be like surprised. You know what I mean? I would not be like, oh wow, you really fooled me with the video that you shot here. And now I don't know what to believe. You know? What is happening?
And the cause, or what causes it, and the way you act when you have this disease. So it's like,
oh, are we forgetting the song? I mean, is it possible to forget the song? It's Kanye West did something truly impressive. Okay. He went so past the point of like the sinister and awful form of anti-Semitism that like it almost became something that we just collectively decided to ignore. Okay? Like it is like I didn't know that there was a level beyond like the regular Nick Fuentes, Richard Spencer style Nazi stuff that that you could entertain. Like he went past that point. He went and got like a diamond swastika. Like he did a song about sucking his cousin's dick or whatever. I don't even understand what that was. And that was like the fourth weirdest song on the album. Okay. I don't even know how that's possible, man. Where he just maxed out so much. Because, like, I have this theory that if you want, like, if you want to be taken seriously with your, if you are truly like a bigoted person and you want to make an argument that like others should be like you at least have to have some grounding in the real world where like people can still be like, oh, you're damaging because you're like kind of normal, but then also incredibly sinister and hateful. Like he blew that out of the water. Like he got to a point where other crazy people were like, nah, dog, you're too crazy for me. Like the fat guy. What was it? The Dave Blunts. You know what I mean? Like Dave Blunts was like, nah, man, I can't fuck with you no more. I'm sorry. Like a guy who's trying to kill himself by eating food. As what I assume is like performance art was like, I know I wrote the Heil Hitler song for you, but like you might be a little too wild for me. He was too much for Alex Jones. Yeah.
If you left the house and you left your kid at the house and your kid went and messed up the kitchen and messed up the garage and messed up the living room, now when you get back, it's your responsibility because that's your child. And that's the way I look at it. It's like I gotta go clean up the kitchen, I gotta clean up the living room, I gotta clean up the garage. Yeah, and it's a big.
This guy's so funny. He's just like seriously translating this man's ramblings to this random rabbi. I don't know what's going on here. What is the like why did he do this? What? I don't understand. He's barely translating. Kanye's talking too fast.
For me as a man to come and take accountability for all the things that I've said, and I really just appreciate you embracing me with open arms and allowing me to make amends. And this is the beginning and the first steps and the first brick by brick to build back the strong walls.
Say in Yandut, the rabbi said the Judaism. The Judaism brought to the world a way for someone when he regret about something that he has done wrong. And the Jews live on this way of if someone did something wrong, he can regret and fix it. And the rabbi is hugging you and hugging everybody. And God willing, and from now on, strong things and good things, and only good. You are a very good man.
Amen. That's a blessing, man.
He said Judaism is the answer. He is translating it wrong. His anti-Semitism fan base is pissed. He's doing it for the outrage. Rabbi has not heard the album. Brother, I think we should just shelter him from that. You know, he seems like an old man. You know what I mean? Like, that's a bit fucked up, I think, to just show him that. I mean, nobody needs to hear that. But especially not this rabbi. That rabbi is a huge racist. I know him. Wait, really? God's truth is deafening and blinding in its honesty. I need more backstory on this. Come on. No, someone needs to explain what's going on to me, please.
I feel
Dude's gonna have a stroke? Brother, I'm gonna have a stroke.
really blessed to be able to sit here with you today and just take accountability.
What?
I was
So happy to see Kyan publicly take accountability for the pain his words may have caused so many. Standing with our Jewish brothers and sisters. Bro, what is happening? It's just, I feel like everything in the world is fucked up. 2025 is just a very strange year. Like, how does anybody look at this and go, wow, a sincere apology to the Jews? What the fuck is going on? It literally feels like he was like, bro, it feels like he just hit up his boys and was like, bro, find me the most Jewish looking dude you can. Okay? Like, just like not any single Jewish guy will do, okay? This has to be like a rabbi. And I'm going to sit here and hold his hands. He's out of money and needs more nitrous. It's LeBron's guy. LeBron James attends New York City wedding holding hands with the notorious rabbi. Basketball phenom LeBron James. Wait, that's the same well-known Kabbalist rabbi who served a year in an Israeli prison? Wait, what? LeBron James likes to draw his attention to most weddings he attends. Logs, I explained the basics. He got out of the hospital, got back on medication, and is announcing a tour, so he needs people to forgive him. Special meeting, Prime Minister Netanyahu received a blessing from the Honorable Rabbi Yoshiyahu Yosef Pinto. During his official visit to Washington, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accompanied his wife. Okay, well, first of all, this makes a little bit more sense. Seems like he's seems like the good rabbi is equal opportunity. He's like, if you're a fascist, you can come to me. You can be a Jewish fascist. You can be an anti-Jewish fascist. I will accept you. I will hold your hands. It's just kind of what I do. Okay? So at least on that end, he's consistent. he said, this is, bro, this rabbi's a big deal in the Jewish world. You have no idea. They have the photo here of LeBron James attends Jewish New York City wedding, holding hands with the ex-convict rabbi. Wait, but that's not the same. Okay, y'all are being anti-Semitic. This is a different rabbi, no? Oh my God, that's the same rabbi. Wait, he's a convict? What is, bro, what the fuck is going on with this story? I'm learning more about the rabbi than how this meeting came about. Like, I wanted to know what was going on with Kanye West, not what the fuck this rabbi has done. Why was the rabbi in Israeli prison? Scene took place in New York City. Jeffrey Schottenstein, son of Jay Schottenstein, a brilliant entertainment American Eagle Outfitters, Ariella broke. American Eagle? Sydney Sweeney? My jeans are superior as opposed to yours, American Eagle? Jay Mershon's logs? Look at what he went to jail for. In September 2011, Pinto's father-in-law, Chief Rabbi of Argentina, Shlomo Ben Hama, retracted accusations of money laundering against Pinto in the Jerusalem District Court. The father-in-law said the father-in-law said the retraction was a part of an arrangement made for legal reasons to preserve domestic tranquility. Under the terms of the agreement, Pinto was required to pay $3.4 million for 2 apartments purchased by his father-in-law in the Gold Housing Complex in Jerusalem with funds that were allegedly obtained from Pinto. October 12th, Pinto was reported to be under investigation for money laundering. He was released on bail and placed under house arrest for a bribery attempt of an Israeli police involved in the investigation. On September 17th, Pinto was indicted on charges of attempting to bribe Ephraim Bracha of the Israeli National Police in an attempt to gain information about the ongoing investigation. He can trace his family bloodline back to one of the 12 tribes precisely, and that in and itself comes with power. Wait, really? As a Jewish person, we really don't do ourselves any favors whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, but this is like, I mean, this is an edge case, you know what I mean? This is like, this is not like, I don't think any of the Jewish people in this community had any fucking idea, maybe with like a couple exceptions, about who this dude is. Braha, who was cleared of any wrongdoing, committed suicide on July 5th after being subjected to a prolonged campaign of defamation. Pinto was sentenced on May 12th to 1 year in prison, must pay a fine of 1 million shekels. Appeals of prison sentence on the basis of ill health were declined. Damn, they still locked his ass in jail. After a brief stay in an Israeli hospital to check and treat his medical conditions, including cancer, they rejected his appeal for clemency. They were like, no, your ass is staying in prison. They said, oh, he's 52. He'd be 62. He's 52 back then. What? No. That's a different guy, right, chat? This guy is not 52. There's got to be like 2 Yosiyahu Yosef Pintos that happen to be rabbis, right? This is a different guy. Bro, this dude. Wait. This guy's 52? That picture's from 2011. Okay, but like that guy's 52. Is it? It's got to be the beard, right? Am I being crazy? Okay. We are going to go to the rent adjustment board and we are going to picket outside, demanding that rents go higher. Okay? No rent freeze, please. I wasn't saying that Cuomo was a good candidate with good messaging, by the way. I was saying that Zoran's win was legendary, the way he drove turnout. No one else has ever done something like that while facing both party establishments in the billionaire class. Cuomo's a formidable opponent to crush like Zoran did. Yeah, they're gonna... No, I agree. They're gonna... My mind is still thinking about that guy stopping the Mamdani agenda, blocking the buses to ensure they're slower. Okay? You have to charge. Excuse me, sir. Please. We need to make the buses slow and we need to make them costly. You do not understand. Tiananmen Square in front of the bus. Just the lone former Andrew Cuomo campaign guy. You're describing what Curtis is going to do? Curtis would never do that.
And if he's 34, I can call him a young man. It won like the greatest landslide probably in New York history. I mean, certainly in recent times. And he used that moment to say that he will fight anti-Semitism in New York and stand shoulder to shoulder with his Jewish brothers and sisters.
So again, I'm going to judge him, not on what he says in a speech, but on what he does over time.
Right.
This morning, and I will tell you, I've gotten so many calls from Jewish New Yorkers who are alarmed. Their kid was harassed in college. Their child was bullied in K through 12. Their synagogues vandalized. So here's what ADL is doing right now. If you are a Jewish New Yorker,
it's like, and Zoran did it all. Okay, I'm fielding calls every day. Okay, this man is basically the Spider-Man of anti-Semitism. Okay, wherever there is a Jew in New York City, Zoran is there bullying the shit out of him. Okay? You need to understand. I don't even know how this guy campaigned because he was spending every waking moment bullying and terrifying the Jewish New Yorkers. Okay? I don't even know how he did it. Maybe it's the fast and free buses. Why do you want fast and free buses, Zoran? So you can hop on a fast and free bus to go downtown from uptown in a moment's notice? So you can maximize on your Jew hatred? That's right. That's exactly what he wants to do, which is why I'm opposing the Zoran agenda. Okay? Clearly, he was up in Colombia bullying Jewish students outside of Chabad, okay? Outside of the Hillel, and then getting on a bus, going downtown and bullying Jewish guys that he suspected of being Jewish, walking outside of a Wall Street firm. Sometimes he would even do anti-Semitic stuff to non-Jews, thinking that they were Jews. He was doing all types of anti-Semitic bullying all around town, a real menace.
we have your back, and we will hold Mamdani,
the Mama Duck,
elect Mamdani, accountable. Look.
Yeah, he calls it like, he literally, oh God, he's such a fucking clown ass dude. I swear to God. Peter Beinart, this is a key point. It's precisely because Mamdani is not authoritarian and doesn't think, thank goodness, threaten his critics with retaliation. That's why the ADL focuses more on him than Trump. They fear Trump in a way that they don't actually fear Mamdani. No, that's not the reason. Peter Beinart is wrong about this. No, the reason why the ADL doesn't go after Donald Trump is because the ADL is a pro-Israel institution. That's it. That's it. And Donald Trump is the biggest dick rider of Israel. What the fuck? No, the reason why he's going after Zohran Mamdani is because Zohran Mamdani ran and won on a campaign in New York City without compromising on anti-Zionism and straight up saying that he was an anti-Zionist. That is unacceptable. That must be punished. Okay? That's it. Peter is fundamentally wrong. The ADL doesn't focus on Trump because Trump is pro-Israel and gives Israel what they want. Exactly. Mamdani is a supporter of BDS and makes existential criticism of Israel. The ADL is pro-Israel lobbying org, thus is attacking Mamdani and not Trump. The ADL doesn't fear Trump. They simply agree with him, but they have to maintain the pretense of being a civil rights organization concerned with anti-Semitism. So they do so through omission and selective outrage.
It's about politics. This morning, we launched a tip line at adl.org NYC. So if you are Jewish and you experience anti-Semitism where you work or where you worship or where you live, we want to know so we can track it.
Well, and
look,
pay attention to the blue pin. That's the new yellow pin. Evangel's wearing it. No, that's just stand with us. That's the stand with us pin. The yellow one is like, don't forget our hostages pin. And the blue pin has been the stand with us pin. Right? Isn't it? Normally I'd be like, people are going to spam call this tip line with like fake allegations just to fuck with the ADL. Except I feel like Jonathan Greenblatt would literally use that to be like, see, anti-Semitism, it turns out, exploded in New York by 10 million%. They're going to take every fucking very clearly fake call that they fielded as like a super serious act of anti-Semitism.
There has been anti-Semitism in New York that we've talked about time and time again. Yeah. This isn't something new because he got elected last night. Will you work with him? Will you sit and talk to him? Will you have him be a part of this process?
He has said publicly that he will not work with the ADL and Jonathan Greenblatt. He said that, not me. Look, we're an
yeah, because you suck. I don't know why he thinks he's literally the Pope of Jewish people or something. Like he just straight up thinks, bro, there are Zionists that don't even fuck with Jonathan Greenblatt, okay? What are we talking about? Like, he's not as bad as, like, Rabbi Shmuley, but there are, I mean, dude, you know who doesn't fuck with Jonathan Greenblatt? The former president of the ADL. Okay? The former president of the ADL thinks Jonathan Greenblatt is doing a horrible job. So, like, what are we talking about? You think the former president of ADL doesn't care about Israel or doesn't care about anti-Semitism? No, he thinks, you know, you went a little heavy-handed and you actually destroyed what remained of like the reputation that the ADL must maintain if they want to at least get taken seriously and not be seen as like another vehicle for pro-Israel propaganda.
This organization was founded in 1913. We work with mayors and governors and presidents irrespective.
And why has he said he won't work with you?
You have to ask him. But at the end of the day, yesterday, the Jewish community, Joe, the UJA and the ADL and the American Jewish Committee released a joint statement. And we are concerned because Jewish New Yorkers are alarmed. And what I can tell you is I look right at the camera. If you are a Jewish New Yorker, we have your back. We launched the Mamdani Monitor this morning. We are simply going.
I think I've said this so many times, but I think one of the key things that Jonathan Greenblatt doesn't understand is that this is part of the reason why people hate Israel. Like, Americans are fairly selfish people, okay? They're selfish people. They don't give a shit that, like, brown people are dying overseas. This is the country that did the illegal occupation and invasion of Iraq. This is the country that did it in Afghanistan. And it is because Israel is so flagrantly, so openly demanding fealty at every step and consistently annoying Americans that Americans are like, yeah, this is a bit much, I think. It's also ironic because the way he does this, the way he's doing this is also making people more anti-Semitic than they already are. Like, I don't know why the pro-Israel route has been for far too long, I guess, to be the most annoying person you have ever encountered. The most entitled and annoying person you've ever encountered. Like, this is our strategy. This is my media strategy, okay? I am going to be a fucking nuisance, and I am going to demand you get fired. That is my job. I'm going to demand you get fired. Like, even if people don't give a fuck about Israel, at that point, people go, all right, yeah, maybe, you know, before I didn't really care that much, but now I do care. Now you made it something that is pissing me off. Okay? No one likes HR, bro. Yeah, but this is like beyond HR.
Track, again, not what he says in a single speech, but what he does. And at the end of the day, my goodness, I hope he is incredibly successful at fighting anti-Semitism. I hope he undertakes steps to keep Jewish New Yorkers safe. Right. But it is my job to make sure that every Jewish New Yorker isn't living in fear.
That's what I want you to do. At the same time, you obviously you want to judge him by what he's saying now, right? And what he does moving forward, not a tweet in 2022 or 2023, right?
So we will judge him on the people he appoints, on the policies he implements, and on the programs that he launches. I want to know, what's he doing in the education system? Will it be fact-based or politicized for our kids? Right. I want to know,
Dude, you are obsessed, brother. You are fucking obsessed. He's like, is he teaching 2 + 2 = 4? Or is he teaching people how to be anti-Semitic? Everything is like, like, what the fuck? He literally is just like every issue somehow ties back to like being pro-Israel. We must have compulsory pro-Israel education. Please. And if you don't do that, it is the most heinous hate crime you've ever done to me. Looks like a huge scandal developing inside of Wikipedia with top dog Jim Wales swooping in to edit the Gaza genocide article and some others, buckling to pressure from the ADL in Israel. What? But a big from above statement in the voice of Jimbo Wales speaking from the heavens to declare what must happen is not how Wikipedia works. The previous RFC was heavily attended. Examine the massive range of sources. Wait, what? No, the Wikipedia actually said fuck the ADL. Wikipedia co-founder joins editing conflict over the Gaza genocide page. Oh my God.
houses of worship. And
at what point are you going to see Israel are stoking anti-Semitism purposely? No, I've said that already. I think it's beneficial for Israel's like ethno-state interests to foment anti-Semitism in the West so that, you know, Jews feel unsafe. And then they're like, oh, what's the only place where we can feel safe? Oh, it's of course Israel, right? But I don't think it's true. It does correspond to the interests of the state. But American Jews, no matter how fucking pro-Israel they are, still don't want to live in an environment where they literally are being harmed, okay? No one wants to live in an environment where they're like, oh shit, if I go to the synagogue, is someone going to fucking do a mass stabbing? Like no one wants to be in a dangerous environment like that. So my point is always that guys like Jonathan Greenblatt are unironically creating a more anti-Semitic environment. Like that's what they keep doing by behaving like this, by constantly tying Israel to Judaism, which many American Jews also do, for sure. But like, it's not, this is dangerous. It is also a self-defeating, it's also a self-defeating thing. Like if you're just constantly leaning into anti-Semitism or constantly creating more anti-Semites by doing this shit, it is eventually going to become unlivable. And also, what do you think could happen in the future? In the long run, you're going to have a bunch of fucking anti-Semites that are not, I mean, that are going to be much more open-minded to cutting ties with Israel, cutting associations with Israel.
JCCs continue to be protected because they're under threat. I want to know, is he going to change the purchasing policies because of his ideological commitment to BDS, potentially hurting the pocketbooks of New Yorkers? Look, he won yesterday, and I saw the previous segment. Amazing numbers. People care about affordability in this city, and I get that. But as an organization that's seen levels of anti-Jewish hate that literally have broken records every year, my job is to keep them safe, and we won't stop.
So I pushed him yesterday on BDS.
Yes.
He's espoused that policy for a long time. Will he bring it into the to the mayor's mansion? And he effectively said yes, a version of it. He makes a distinction, as many people do, between Jews in New York and the state of Israel. What he's saying is, I take my brothers and sisters.
Like, here's what you didn't have to do. Give this guy a fucking platform. Okay? Because, like, when you give him a platform and then you push back like this, it's not serving the purpose you wanted to serve. Stop bringing his bitch ass on, please. Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm glad that even Morning Joe, which is probably the most unlikely group that is turning around and being like, dude, come on, okay? But it's crazy that like he even gets a platform at all. No, what I mean is like, it's kind of like I just keep going back to this Ben Dreyfuss tweet, who was like, guys, I'm literally pro-Israel. I am a Zionist Jew, and you finally made me pro-Zohran Mamdani because of how insane you have gotten. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the ADL is doing over here. Like, that's what they're doing to fucking Joe Scarborough. Like, I never in my life would have thought Joe Scarborough would be like, all right, dude, no, Zohran Mamdani's not a fucking vicious, dangerous anti-Semite. He's the next mayor of New York. You need to fucking calm down.
Jewish New Yorkers, separate from the policies of the state of Israel. BDS, he says, is meant to punish the state of Israel.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that distinction?
Well, look, there's lots of room to criticize policies of the state of Israel.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't. You don't know. First of all, excuse me. I hate this argument. You want to know why I hate this argument? Because why do you get to decide? Like, why do you get to decide? Like, who put you in charge of this? Guys, look, there's lots of ways to criticize Saudi Arabia, okay? But if you do criticize Saudi Arabia, you're Islamophobic. It is, after all, where Mecca and Medina is. These are two of the holiest places in Islam. Obviously, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he was there. You know, he traveled from Medina to Mecca. And this is profoundly important for us. So if you actually were to say, hey, Saudi Arabia is pretty crazy that you're like, you know, participating in a genocide or or mass starvation in the region. It's like, that's Islamophobic. You are not allowed to do that. Of course, you can criticize Saudi Arabia. It's just, I get to dictate whether or not that is appropriate or not. It's like, well, shut the fuck up then.
What I worry about, what New Yorkers worry about, is when the guy gets assaulted for wearing a yarmulke and they hit him in the head and yell at him as a Zionist. Or when the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania is burned down by someone who claims Josh Shapiro has a policy on Palestine, which he does.
That's so disingenuous. That dude was literally experiencing a schizophrenic attack. He thought Josh Shapiro had kidnapped his daughters, brother. The Shapiro thing is so fucking nutty. The dude was literally a diagnosed schizophrenic person having a mental health episode. First anecdote he gives, I have no idea what he's talking about, so I can't speak on it, okay? Second anecdote is actually a famous incident, and he's just misrepresenting it. He's just straight up fucking misrepresenting it, being like, "Oh, well, this is happening because it was an act of vengeance from a pro-Palestinian person or whatever the fuck." It's like, well, you're giving the game away a little bit, Chief.
Or when two young Jewish people are shot and killed outside the Jewish Museum by someone who yells "Free Palestine." Or when an elderly person is firebombed in Boulder, Colorado. Like an 80-year-old woman, like someone angry about Gaza.
We're all shocked, and we all find this abhorrent, and I'm sure that the next mayor would say the same thing, wouldn't he?
You have to ask him.
Well, I think he has said the same thing. I don't know. I think you have to. I think you look at the fact that he has gone to one high holiday service after another. He has talked to the Jewish community.
That's not exactly right. He went to an anti-Zionist synagogue, which is like going to the black breakout at CPAC and saying you understand Africa.
There it is. He's just, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It might be because I'm Muslim, so like, for me, I just can't comprehend how someone could have the audacity. This is the equivalent of CARE coming out and being like, if you criticize ISIS, you are Islamophobic. Okay? Oh, you went to a progressive Muslim mosque. That doesn't mean anything. You need to go to an ISIS-style mosque. You need to go to like a Salafist mosque with a Salafist imam who is in agreement with my opinions that ISIS is good. Like, that's literally what it sounds like. Because to Americans at this stage, like, and I don't think Jonathan Greenblatt or still many Jewish Zionists, I don't think understand this, but to most Americans, they are literally looking at Israel like it's a violent force. The notion that Israel is this like beautiful, shining, glorious place in the middle of the desert that is progressive is gone. It's done. People know the truth now.
For Americans. I mean, come on.
You're saying he hasn't talked to the Jewish community?
I don't know of a mainstream. Now, look, he has been to synagogues.
Look at Mika's face, by the way. That is so funny. She's been making that face the entire time, by the way. She's literally like, anytime the camera's on her, she's like, what the fuck are you saying?
One high holiday service after another.
Look at her face. Bro's gonna make a poll, go factory default mode. Yeah. She got her ancestors screaming in there, dude. Yeah, Greenblatt's playing dumb shtick. Paints him as a feckless, doddering fool or an intentionally disingenuous piece of shit, knowingly lying. Google exists.
He is taught to the Jewish community.
That's not exactly right. He went to an anti-Zionist synagogue, which is like going to the black breakout at CPAC and saying you understand African Americans. I mean, come on.
You're saying he hasn't talked to the Jewish community?
I don't know of a mainstream. Now, look, he has been to synagogues. He has Jewish people working for him for sure.
Right.
But if you look at.
But they're fake Jews, which we also should jail for anti-Semitism. Okay? Come on. Come on, Joe. I'm putting it down, but you're not picking it up. Those are not real Jews. Those are fake Jews because they disagree with me. If you disagree with me, you are not a real Jew. I am the only one who gets to determine who's Jewish and who's not Jewish. And if I determine that you are not Jewish, that means you are automatically anti-Semitic. Here, let's play a game. Donald Trump, real Jew. Okay? Donald Trump, real Jew. Jewish Voice for Peace, fake Jew. If you're a real Jew, you don't go to prison. If you're a fake Jew, you go to prison. That's how it works. This is the design, okay? Like, what the fuck is this argument? Like, what an insane thing to say. This is a civil rights organization, okay? The ADL bills itself as a civil rights organization. It's like the Klan billing itself as a civil rights organization. Because guess what? Zionism is an ethno-religious supremacist ideology, just like what the Klan believes. It is literally Jewish supremacist as opposed to white supremacist. And that is the reason why it's this insane thing that you see on television that virtually no other fucking group gets to do while maintaining the position of progressivism. Okay, that's it. That's it. I'll give you one example. Okay. America's a white supremacist country, and anti-blackness is foundational. And therefore, there are a lot of, black advocacy networks that sometimes have reactionary tendencies, right? Nation of Islam, Louis Farrakhan, and the like. Louis Farrakhan is not seen as a progressive beacon. He doesn't get to go on MSNBC. And even then, I wouldn't even say that he has like the same, like this not even, it's not even a comparable thing, because like one is basically an ideology that is like born out of existing systematic discrimination, versus the other one is a defense of an existing ethno-state and ethno-supremacist values. So it's not even a fucking comparable. It's not even an adequate comparison, and even then, it doesn't happen, right? Like you don't get this kind of freedom in mainstream outlets to run around. Like you said, Dr. Umar, it'd be like Dr. Umar being a panelist. But again, it's not like Dr. Umar is defending an institution that is currently doing genocide, right? Like, so it's even then, it's not even a comparison. And yet still, Dr. Umar is never going to be brought on to MSNBC. Again, I'm not making even a comparison between Dr. Umar and what he believes in, like what Jonathan Greenblatt is doing. Because like the closest equivalence that you can actually arrive at is the Klan. Because in Israel is the dominant force. Like Judaism is the dominant religion in Israel. Jews are the upper strata of Israeli society. They are the in group. Black people have never been the domineering force in American politics where they like enslaved white people. Like that has never happened. So it's not even a fucking one-to-one comparison.
The biggest institutions that represent Jewish New Yorkers.
Oh, also he's anti-miscegenation. That's the other thing. Before I forget.
I have yet to see him engage with any of those. Now, my hope is the mayor-elect will do so in the days and weeks to come. But in the meantime,
but you're not suggesting that he supports the firebombing in Colorado.
I never said
You're not suggesting that he supports
Joe,
the firebombing.
I never said that.
No.
Conflating anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism aside, you still have to acknowledge that the people of Israel are Jewish, and criticism of the Israeli people or character of Israelis aside from the actions of the government is still kind of racism. Wait, what? Yeah, it's also the same as doing it to white people. Okay? What are we doing? This is like basic shit. It's like saying, oh, white people can't dance. Okay? Yes, in a white supremacist country, making fun of white people, the dominant in-group on the virtues of whiteness, is not going to hit the same as all of the victims of white supremacy and making fun of them. One is reasserting the racial pecking order. The other one is actually just making jokes. Jokes that are not associated with any sort of historic pattern of violence that white people have received on the basis of whiteness. And the same goes for Israel. Yeah, when you say, oh, like something is Israeli coded or something is Israel coded, yeah, you're making fun of an entire fucking country of people, okay? Like, I understand that, but it's not like you're making fun of a historically dominated, or at least in contemporary society, dominated group of people and reasserting the racial pecking order. I've talked about this quite a bit. A lot of people would say, Hassan, you speak about anti-Semitism. You are doing Jewish exceptionalism. It's like, no, bigotry is bigotry, right? Jews are a small percentage of the American society, but by and large, they are not systematically discriminated against in the way that black people are or in the way that brown people are, because anti-Semitism is not a permissible form of bigotry, or institutionally permissible form of bigotry, rather. So while Jews can be victim to anti-Semitic hate crimes, of course, and it does happen, like, you know, going and spraying a swastika outside of a synagogue is an anti-Semitic hate crime, and it reminds Jews of historic violence that they have experienced. When we're talking about Israel, it's an entirely different thing. One of the examples I always use is the Star of David, right? If you were to spray paint the Star of David outside of a Jewish person's house in the Western world, that might be perceived as a threat. Understandable. You might be telling other people, like, there's a Jew that lives here, right? That's anti-Semitic. Except in Israel, when someone spray paints the Star of David outside of a house, that's a threat that is not anti-Semitic. That's a threat that Jewish settlers are going to come and firebomb your house. Okay? It's because Jews in Israel are the in-group, because Israel is a Jewish ethno-state, a Jewish supremacist ethno-state with an exterminationist ideology, with an exterminationist fascist ideology. That's precisely the reason why these are not replicable for American Jews. As a matter of fact, one of the funniest examples of this is fucking SNL, Israeli SNL, right? Like, when you look at shitty techno music or shitty art that has this fascist polish on it, and you say, this is so Israel coded, could you actually say this is so Jewish coded? Are Jews in the Western world notorious for making dog shit art? Don't you think it's the exact opposite? If anything, it heightens that contradiction. It heightens that separation. Yeah, of course. But that is what the sensitivity attached to it feels like anti-Semitism. It's easy to feel like attacks against Israelis is still anti-Semitism. I definitely agree that the actions of the state of Israel are egregious. So for the people that are crying anti-Semitism about the criticism of Israel still experiencing the effects of that conflation, also chill, chat, I'm with you. I'm just contextualizing. Yeah, but it's wrong. And not only is it wrong, but it also needs to be severed. I also always stress the importance that, like, because sometimes people will be like, well, what if every Jew was pro-Israel? Yeah, I'd still be on fuck Israel o'clock. You know what I mean? Like, there is no, like, that doesn't change anything for me. You know? Because there are some people out there who go like, well, a significant number of Jews are pro-Israel. So if you're shitting on Israel, you're shitting on those Jews. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm shitting on those Jews for being pro-Israel in that situation. I'm shitting on anyone for being pro-Israel. I don't give a fuck. I'm anti-Israel. It has nothing to do with your own background. You chose to be pro-Israel, and you're a little fake too also on top of that, right? Because it's not like you're living there. Maybe you got some family there, which means it's even easier for you to go and live there, but you don't fucking want to, because guess what? You're fucking American, okay? Suck my dick. You're an American Jew, you're not fucking Israeli, you don't live in Israel, you don't want to live in Israel, you literally, I know how you talk about Israel, about your Israeli relatives in private, when you're around other Jews also living in America. I know how you talk about Israel, but then when it's talking to the out group, all of a sudden it's like, oh, what do you mean? Israel is the most important thing. Okay, bitch, you don't live there. Why? Why do you live in Boca Raton? Why do you live in Sherman Oaks? Why do you live in Beverly Hills? Why don't you live in fucking Israel? Because you don't want to live there, because you're fucking American. Cut it with this stupid ass bullshit. You have an unlimited amount of incentives to go live in Israel. Why the fuck do you live in America? I know why. Because you're fucking American. You're not Israeli. You're an American Jew. This sort of goes to the crux of the issue, much like the Jews can't wear the Star of David in public in America anymore conversation. No acknowledgement of what Star of David has come to represent in modern times and how it's been extricated from its religious foundation by those claiming to protect Jews. Israel is why people feel unsafe wearing the Star of David in America in 2025. Exactly. And like, that's the thing. Like, I don't make this conflation. Like, I don't automatically assume when I see a Jewish person, I don't immediately assume like, oh, this person's going to be fucking pro-Israel. They're going to hate me or whatever. Like, I don't do that. But the reality of the matter is, I don't think that's the norm anymore, unfortunately. I don't think it's appropriate. And I will always push back on that shit. And I will continue to push back on that shit in this community. But the reality of the matter is, as time goes on, and as Jonathan Greenblatt keeps doing shit like this, more and more Americans do unironically go, oh, okay. Like, what's going on? You like what your people are doing over there? Like, that's the attitude. Americans are like, they're not invested in like nuanced thinking. Okay, they're not. Is this similar to the Go Live in China crowd response to people supporting certain policies? No, it's not the same. You want to know why it's not the same? Because once again, Israel wants all Jews to live in Israel. Okay? Israel is an ethno-state. Israel wants all of the Jews to go live there. Israel has incentivized Jews to go and live in Israel. And American Jews are like, no, I'm American. I have my roots here. And then they are fake. They're phony. And they just act like they're, super invested in Israel. Okay? I'm not saying if you love Israel, go live in Israel. First of all, I don't want, Israel to accomplish its demographic goals anyway. Okay? That's why I always stress the importance that the greatest threat to Israel is not Hamas, is not the Palestinians existing, it's Sherman Oaks. Okay? That's a far greater threat because, like, you know, as long as Jewish people can like freely come and live in the Western world, then why the fuck would they live in Israel? They're like in a constant state of panic. What do you mean they're American? They're afraid of their Israeli family, or they don't really believe in Israel, just need the clarification? No, they believe the fucking social conditioning of Zionism being like a connective tissue for American Jews. Okay? But the ultimate goal of Zionism is to make sure that all the Jews live in Israel. Okay? And they're not doing that, in spite of all of the incentives that the Israeli government offers to American Jews to go live in Israel. For example, free health care. What happened to Kaya? My friend, I'm in Washington, D.C. She's back home.
There's a lot of blurring and blending here, Jonathan. And you know I love you, and you're on all the time, and I'm always a fierce defender of yours. But you seem to be like blurring a lot of things together, and then looking into that camera.
Look at this! God damn! He's cooking.
Call us. We're going to make sure that he doesn't support the.
I say to Jewish New Yorkers, call us if you feel unsafe. I say to Jewish New Yorkers, call us if you are harassed. And so let me clarify.
How about you calling his team, Mamdani's team? Or how about talking to people who may know him and you?
Let's see if that happens.
Like Reverend Al. Talk to Reverend Al. Maybe you guys can get together and have lunch and talk. Isn't that a more constructive thing to do?
Talk right here.
That would be great.
Reverend Al will do it. Come here, talk right here.
But I won't be, look, like I am willing to have conversations, hard conversations.
Right.
Because my job is to keep the community safe. But let me be clear, I'm not accusing him of those things. What I want to make sure is he doesn't create an environment where Jewish people are unsafe. He doesn't create an environment where globalizing intifada becomes a mantra.
And if he does, we will be the first, as you know, right?
I do.
We'll be the first to call him out. Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean, we should also note, polling last week, Quinnipiac poll said he had the support of about a third of Jewish New Yorkers, and that many had said that it was about policies of the state of Israel. That is why they resonate, because they were upset with what they saw in Gaza as well. So that was Joe sort of anticipated what I was going to say here, is that why not use this moment is just a chance to have an olive branch, to shake a hand, to have a conversation with him and his team.
Look, we criticize.
Yeah, this is racist as fuck, bro. Nah. No. No. Brother, it's like telling a black man to shake hands with a Klansman. What are we doing? Like, Jonathan Greenblatt's, the reason why even a guy like Joe Scarborough is pushing back here, even though as a media trained guy, as like an old school Republican, right? I would never in a million years have imagined that Joe Scarborough would be pushing back against like the anti-Semitism czar on his own fucking TV show. But the reason why he's doing that is because Jonathan Greenblatt is so fucking unhinged that like even someone like Joe Scarborough, who I suspect is not the biggest fan of Muslims in general, is looking at the situation and being like, hey man, I think you're kind of racist. Because that's what this is. A lot of the fears of anti-Semitism coming from Zohran Mamdani is just racism. It's racist hysteria. And it's so fucking annoying to just sit here and act like he is the civil rights hero over here. Like, he's just a fucking racist asshole. And at some point, we just have to be like, dude, I'm sorry, but you have to deal with that, okay? That's a you problem, right? And this is no different than like a Klansman or a white identitarian going on television like Richard Spencer used to and talking about like how America needs to be a white Christian nation and that unfortunately miscegenation is a big threat to that agenda, right? Or saying that black people encroaching on our spaces is a big threat to the white Christian family structure that we want to design in this country. When someone says that, right, you immediately know that's just fucking racist. You're like, no, you're insane. You're an unserious person. Fuck you, suck my dick. That's un-American, right? But Jonathan Greenblatt can cynically utilize the marginalization status of Jews due to historic patterns of violence, anti-Semitic violence, so cynically to present himself as someone who is defending the safety of Jews while simultaneously just being fucking racist. Like, it's crazy. What do you mean? He's like, this guy who has done nothing anti-Semitic, not even a little bit, is actually a very scary anti-Semite. And look at all these Jews that are actually so scared of him. It's like, yeah, they are. And I want to believe that they're cynically saying that. But if they're sincerely saying that, that's because they're fucking racist, brother. That's it. If you look at a guy who is Muslim, ooh, scary, who has done nothing anti-Semitic whatsoever, and has at most criticized Israel, okay, a racist apartheid ethno-state doing a genocide, and you say his position of power scares me as a Jew, then you're just fucking racist. What am I supposed to do with that? He can't stop being Muslim, and I don't think he should stop being an anti-Zionist. So what the fuck's the conversation? You just want him to bend the fucking knee. You want to get your rocks off and feel a sense of self-importance. I think it's ridiculous. The very fact that he's like, oh, I'm demanding a meeting with you. It's like, it's no different than fucking Bill Smokes Crackman demanding a meeting with Zohran Mamdani. Who the fuck are you? Suck my dick.
Candidate Trump, and we have to work with the Trump administration. We've criticized candidate Mamdani, and we will have to work with him as the mayor. That's what we do at ADL. We don't play for the red team or the blue team. We're the umpire who calls balls and strikes.
What do you want him to do?
Good question. I would like to see the mayor elect.
Yeah, that is a good question. I would like for him to no longer be Muslim. I would like for him to no longer scare me. And why does he scare me? Because he's Muslim and he's anti-Israel. So one or the other has got to go. If not both. If both, then that's the best option.
Live up to what he said last night in terms of being there for every Jewish New Yorker. So what does that mean? Confirm there will be no extremists in his administration. Confirm that he will not bring politics into the education system for K through 12 kids. I want to make sure that the people...
I really hope there's extremists in his administration. Yeah. Yeah. Because from his perspective, he means like, remember, he doesn't mean Nick Fuentes, okay? He means people like myself. He means Linda Sarsour, okay? When he says like, oh, no extremists, that's what he means. He means anti-Israel people. And it's like, you don't get to determine that, bitch. You didn't win the election. Go run for office, win the fucking mayoral race, and then we'll talk. Did you see you're on Atif Hashwi's TikTok?
Democratic Socialist Muslim mayor in New York. What's going to happen next?
Woke Sharia is about to be implemented as of tonight. That's what we're doing.
How are you? How do you feel about Zohran winning? I feel good.
I feel bad. He was like really trying to get me to do it. He was like, I'm a huge fan of yours. But we were heading out to the bar with the whole team. And I'm glad I did it at the end.
Happy for him. I wish the best of luck for him, for New York, for the people in New York. Mayor Bill, how do you feel about the win today?
Amazing.
stunning, and it's going to change New York City for a long, long time.
Do you have hope for the future?
A ton of hope. I think it's an amazing, amazing moment.
You think he can get these things done?
I think he can get a lot of it done.
Bill de Blasio, guys. Who's Bill de Blasio? Mehdi Hassan, how are you?
How you doing?
Good, man. How do you feel?
Do you know how much trouble you got me with the last clip? You see that?
How do you feel about
Oh, with
Mamdani
Sam?
winning?
Is he with Sam?
New York got a new mayor.
This dude is going to change the city for the better. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite promise?
UPK. I got 4 kids, man. And I had to leave New York because I had 4 kids and I couldn't afford to put them in daycare. Anything that's good for families, that's good for raising kids, raising your family. If you're a real New Yorker and you want to raise...
It's kind of funny. What a star-studded night for... This is literally the Hasanabi hangout, dude. Virtually all of my media, my media friends, like advocates, activists, just
New York City for a long, long
people that I've had on the broadcast.
How you doing?
Good, man. How do you feel?
Do you know how much trouble you got me with the last clip? You see that?
How do you feel about Mamdani winning?
I'm very happy.
New York got a new...
To put them in daycare. Anything that's good for families, that's good for raising kids, raising your family. If you're a real New Yorker and you...
Mero's getting a lot of the same hate on Twitter that you do for calling out wealth inequality. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, I think it is what it is, butter. It is what it is, you know? Like, if you are financially successful, if you're financially successful, you just got to let that fucking slide. At the end of the day, you're still, you still got your bag. Who gives a shit? You got your bag, and now you want others to have similar financial freedoms. If people get mad at you for that, they do. You can't change everybody's minds, you know? Aren't you rich? Yeah, but I'm not a piece of shit ladder puller. I've been broke most of my life. It cost me nothing to put myself back in those shoes. And if it did cost me some, but help my community, I would do it anyway. I made sure my kids were good in 2019, compound interest. Now what? Buy 15 Lambos? Fuck off. If that's what you about, then be about it. I'm not. Rich people trick us into siding with them instead of our neighbors so they can stay rich. Yeah, I hate this shit. I hate this shit so much. Like this response is so fucking stupid. It's like, that's literally all I ever hear from people. Huh. The latest posts are from your appearances on people's IG story, by the way. Wait, where? Katie Halper. Turkish Journal, Instagram's reel. How do you guys find these? Hasanabi Update's account is going crazy mode. Working overtime. Damn. The boy looks handsome, no? Not bad. Who is that guy? Who is this guy, bro?
Want to raise your kids in New York City? It's possible.
Freeze the rent.
Freeze the motherfucking rent. Let's go.
Thank you, bro. And I just want to say thank you for showing us the reality of what was happening in Gaza.
Yeah, that's my home. What do you expect more for less from me?
And what do you hope for, Mamdani and turning the tide on people not afraid to criticize Israel?
I don't care about them criticizing, I care more about them knowing the truth and not afraid to say it out loud.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine always.
Shakira Law ready. Did you see CBS TikTok literally trying to do the Zoran? Why do you hate Israel after he won? Oh, I saw that. That's Marsha Kramer, dude. Put some respect on her name, you know? This was such a dumb question. I don't know what the fuck this was. I don't even think like she was. I don't even think she was like actively trying. I don't know.
I'd like to ask you if you chose this location for any reason, because in 1947 in Flushing Meadow, the United Nations signed a pact that created the State of Israel. And I wonder if you were trying to send a message to Jewish New Yorkers who in the last 12 hours have expressed concern that they...
Oh, God. There are moments where I wish, like, I wish Zoran was low-key white, because whiteness is so OP. Like, this is crazy, man. You could get so... You could get away with so much more. Sydney Sweeney's getting praised by Nazis for this clip.
Which...
Hey, so do you just want to disavow white supremacy real quick? No. Wait, what?
would be included and have a seat at the table in your administration?
Yeah, I look forward to being the mayor for every person that calls this city home. That includes the Jewish New Yorkers that voted for our campaign and those that didn't. My responsibility is to all 8.5 million New Yorkers, and we chose this location as a reflection of the borough that I serve and the fact that we are proud to be known as the world's borough.
Yeah, you just got to say it. You just got to say that over and over again. On the other side, on the inverse of this is like people also going fucking a little, yeah, Israel supporters' heart just ain't in it no more. This shit is weak. Yeah. It's like, here's what Zoran wants to do with Israel. Oh yeah, I saw this. People are losing their minds because the DSA DSA's anti-war working group internal document was accidentally shared with some people. I don't know if it was actually an accident or not. It includes the DSA group's list of demands for the incoming Mamdani administration. Shockingly, basically all the demands are anti-Israel. And it's like, yeah, it's because it's the DSA anti-war working group. It's not the DSA like healthcare caucus, okay? That would be weird. If the DSA Healthcare Caucus's demands were, hey, make sure you give no person from Israel healthcare, that would be a weird demand. Okay? But this is the fucking working group for, this is their job. Yeah, where's the DSA's pro-war working group? It's so funny that they looked at this. They looked at like the DSA's demands from. They looked at the DSA's demands of the anti-war working group agenda items on like, and this is not even just all their agenda. It's just their Palestine policy meeting. Okay, so of course it's all about Israel. This is just one aspect of their advocacy. I didn't even realize it was the Palestine policy meeting. Oh my God. Divest city pension funds from Israeli bonds and securities. Already, literally, yes, awesome. Withdraw city funds from banks that lend money to Israel to do business in Israel. Oh, I would nut. And city contracts with companies to do business in Israel. Probably not going to happen, but that would be awesome. Operate city-run grocery stores free from Israeli products. Easiest one. Investigate real estate agents hosting illegal sales of stolen lands in the West Bank. Oh, absolutely. It's called abiding by the fucking law, bitch. Sorry, sucks to suck. I love that Israel just is so illegal in its existence and in everything that it does that if you just write an entire list of demands where you're like, hey, can you please make sure that, you know, the law is followed? Everyone goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean? What do you mean I can't sell stolen property in the West Bank in contravention of international law. Excuse me? What do you want me to die? Evict weapons manufacturers and transporters from the New York City metro area. Remove nonprofit status from charities that raise funds. Oh, yes, 100%. Divest CUNY endowment and reinstate wrongly fired professors. Yes, yes, yes. And he's going to do that for sure. I think he's definitely going to do that one. Dismantle Eric Adams' New York City Israel Economic Council. What the fuck is New York City Israel Economic Council? End NYPD trading with the Israeli occupational forces. Yes. End repression of demonstrators and the SRG. Yes. Arrest Netanyahu and active IDF soldiers for war crimes. Oh, I would not. Did y'all know he founded an SJP chapter at his college? Yes. In Bowdoin. Yes, I know. He did. I'm actually kind of shocked that they didn't hit him on that more. Yes, he did. Which is precisely the reason why his own fucking college, Bowdoin, has barely even recognized that an alumni is now the mayor. Bowdoin, sorry. A fake headline is circulating saying that I promised to blow my brains out on live TV if Mamdani wins. I will contribute 180 chai to Mamdani's re-election campaign if anyone can show what I actually said. I actually said it. I did not. I will continue to oppose Mayor Mamdani's anti-Semitic and anti-Israel bigotry, but I will do it with my brains intact. The first reply. So wait, what happened with Sydney?
The criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
Okay. She's disgusting. Okay, guys. I think this is... I don't know if this is malicious or stupid. I feel like it's more so the latter rather than the former. Sydney Sweeney is an American icon. In this political climate, as a white woman, I want to give you an opportunity to apologize for saying you have good genes. No, that's not what happened. Wait, I did finish it.
People will hear.
The criticism.
That's the clip. Stop upholding white supremacy by buying into the myth of white innocence. I mean, listen. She out of all the men that she could find herself with, she chose to date Scooter Braun. Okay? Kind of feels like the lights are on, but nobody's home. Unless there's something longer and it gets crazier where she's like, like there is a there is plausible deniability here for perhaps not really thinking a lot about what she was replying to. There was a lot more in the same interview. There's no world she doesn't get it.
We're sort of talking around this American Eagle ad right now, and maybe we should just talk about it. So, were you surprised by the reaction?
I did a jean ad.
I feel like this is one of those moments where maybe I'm like, maybe in my mind, I'm just like still thinking about the Vanity Fair party outfit that she wore or something, and I'm not seeing it. I'm giving myself, listen. Don't yell at me. At the end of the day, I'm a disgusting man, okay? That's number one. Number two, okay? You're being misogynistic, but in a way that benefits her. I think she needs to be like, in order for someone to like even try to dog whistle, that requires a level of intelligence that I don't think she has. Like, maybe I'm just not seeing it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Don't yell at me. Maybe you guys are right. And she's like, because like the output is still racist, so it doesn't really matter. But I kind of am saying she might be too stupid to be racist and hiding it.
Reaction.
I did a jean ad. I mean, the reaction definitely was a surprise, but it was, I love jeans. All I wear are jeans. I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
Bro. The issue is money speaks. And he was still capable of earning endorsements, key endorsements from the Republicans in state politics and city politics to drive turnout alongside the unimaginable amount of fucking ads. In a normal universe, Andrew Cuomo should get like 10 votes. Andrew Cuomo should have gotten less votes than Curtis Sliwa. Curtis Sliwa ran a better, like had better messaging overall than fucking Andrew Cuomo did. Curtis Sliwa seemed like he wanted to be in New York and wasn't just running because he was like, ugh, this is beneath me, but I should just be given this position, but I guess I'll run. That was the attitude from the Cuomo campaign. But it's very obvious that if you have unlimited funds, you can just pump it. And people are very malleable. But remember, it's still winnable. Okay? It's still winnable, and Zoran proved it. Yeah, Zoran was outspent 7-1. Cuomo had both party establishment behind him. I mean, some in the Democrats. But definitely the Republican establishment was behind him, yes.
It happened.
I'll pray for you, Zoran, and I hope no one tries to hurt you. Is a wild way to begin this video. What the fuck?
Mr. Mamdani has won the mayor election. Listen, I'm not one of these people who's going to come on and cry or bash anyone. Democracy lives another day. And I know this might sound crazy, but the first thing I'm going to do is be a Jew. And as a Jew, I'm going to pray for Zoran. I'm going to pray for the safety of his family. And I really hope that no one tries to hurt him. And
what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Am I reading too much into this? Am I reading too much into this? Am I being crazy? In any other context, it would be fine to say that because sure, I agree, but the delivery is, bro, 30 seconds in, he just starts off the video with, hey, I'm praying for Zoran. I sure hope nobody hurts him.
that we just continue to battle his ideas. And the war's not over. It's not game over. It's game on. You know, he'll come in this winter, and we'll have to keep being loud and creative when he tries to do things we don't agree with. That's democracy.
Like, yeah, it's just weird. Just a weird thing to be like, hey, Zoran, be real weird. I mean, would be real sad if something terrible, something horrifying were to happen to you, huh? Be a real shame if something were to happen to you and your family, Zoran. Oh, wait, hold on. We're going to watch. Times are changing. From primary to general, Cuomo more than doubled his vote total. He finished with 900,000 votes, more than anyone since Dinkins. There was a real scenario where last night went awry. Instead, Mamdani expanded the electorate again, adding 500,000 voters of his own. Following up on a historic primary performance is never easy. The expectations were sky high. Nonetheless, Mamdani's on pace to win the most votes in 60 years. Much respect to Maya Honda, Mamdani's campaign manager, who steered the ship for the last 4 months. Also, yeah, I wonder how you fight back against the Mamdani agenda. Like, what are you going to do? Stand in front of buses or something and be like, no, this cannot be free. Please charge me, sir. He's like, we are going to fight back against the Mamdani agenda every step of the way. First and foremost, we are going to go to the rent adjustment board. Okay.